Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to give you some insights into the application processes I went through. So I'm going to give you some stats, how I tracked. I tried to track most of it, but then towards the end, it was just fear. But yeah, just general insight into how that all went and the results. Well, little hint since I am on my placement, good outcome. But yeah, let's get into it. So I started applying solely for summer because I wasn't actually interested at the start to go for a placement. At first I was told that it was an additional year, and I was like, why would I make my degree 5 years long? So I didn't go for that reason. But then since it was just an additional semester, it was fine in the end, which is why I ended up applying for stuff. But since my original application started with focusing on summer internships and spring internships, kind of started early, and then I forgot about it. And I remember it was like Christmas period where I came home at everyone's house, so I was asking my sister and my mom, I was like, should I just go for a placement? And they were like, yeah. So started applying from December 4th and finished February 2nd. So in that space, I applied for 12 placements. In the previous space where I was just for summers and springs, I applied 6 summers and 3 springs. Now the stages, so stage 1, which is just a general upload your CV, fill in the sort of form, whatever. Stage 2 was for all of them, was that higher view process. So just your initial online video interview. Well, they just spell out questions, you have like 3 minutes to respond to them and that sort of thing. Stage 3 was then coding assessments. So not quite the assessment center, but just the HackerRank sort of vibe for that. So they just test your coding abilities. Then stage 4 was assessment center. So more group setting, interviews, coding, interviews, technical abilities sort of format layout. Stage 5, I think it is now, which is just your formal interview at that point, because a lot of these did the main interview inside their assessment center, and if they didn't, then that was just an added stage. So stage 5, 6 almost, and then 6, 7, depending on whether they had that additional interview stage, was just the informal interview where they would give you the offer, basically. Long process, but actually was quite good for practicing. I know I was definitely tired by the end of it, like booking off days as well, just to have the time to actually do this assessment centers, since they were full day things. It was literally like 9 to 5 assessment centers. So yeah, busy, but good for experience. At least I know more so about the application process specifically for computing, because for my previous internship, it was cybersecurity, and I also didn't have an assessment center. I did my application, and then I had a call interview, and then I had my offer. Yeah, very short. This is just an edit in. I don't remember specifically the details for how far along and exactly I made it for my summer and spring insights, but I do know for summer I wasn't successful with that, and spring I remember one that I didn't fully complete my application for, but I was also unsuccessful for that. But my focus had shifted around the point where it was coming to doing the assessment stuff for those. So that's why for one I just didn't complete the application, because I had already moved my attention to placement. But onto my placement details. So for my placement, I completed 8 assessments and video interviews. So those are like the first 2 stages. I then completed 5 interviews, 2 assessment centers, and then in the end, I actually managed to make it to the final stages for 4. So final stages for 4, and received an offer from 1. So I was actually hoping to have a bit of a choice, but it became like time that I had my offer, and I was waiting for the decisions for the other 3. And I actually only got those final decisions when I had accepted my offer and moved to Glasgow. So I guess I should have expected a rejection, but it could have come faster, you know? There wasn't the need. So that would have been the space of 4 months. 4 months of not hearing a decision from those other three. So a little crazy. But yeah. So one offer, one acceptance, and yeah, I don't know, fun times. In the next video, I'll go into details about how I prepared for the assessment centers and interviews, where they were going to ask more general questions about your work habits and just whether you would fit into the company's environment. So focusing on how you can research and gain more information about the company, basically. But that's all in the next video. Thank you so very much for watching. If you have any specific questions, actually just comment them below and I can either reply with a video or just answer them quickly. But yeah, that's all for me. As always, rock on.